with Tina and Zuki.
And Dunko.
This is David. You know, David who brought down Goliath?
Yes.
So this is the African version. David
Sijenyi.
I tell you should
by the
let
way.
me Mimo Kamba Sijenyi. It's just coming out. I hear Sijenyi. Sijenyi.
It's David O. Sijenyi.
You know, you have such a wonderful radio voice. I really think you need to go
Why
back.
don't I work with you guys?
No, I did not say that. GK, don't pay attention.
So today is your interview. You actually listen to the panel.
Duncan, don't need the man.
Right.
Welcome, man.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you, Tina. It's so wonderful to be here with you guys. It's one thing to listen to you guys on the car radio. It's another thing to be with you guys in the studio.
I know.
No, now you're right, Meskera.
It's good. We have
Sasa karibia mic zetu hazikulani. Good stuff.
All right.
Yeah, good stuff.
Apple sour?
Apple sour kabisa.
We're almost there. Almost there.
So it's weird how we have crisscrossed in life and probably we've never met. Like kabisa, different stages in life. But I know everyone is wondering, wait, David Sijenyi, I've heard of him. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself. Who
is David Sijenyi?
Who is David Sijenyi?
Oh, sorry, David O. Sijenyi.
And I'll tell you why I insist on the O.
Yes.
So there's another David Sijenyi out there.
Oh.
By then, nimempatia tu mileage hapo. He's also a Pasi.
Yes.
Really?
And so at some point I realized there's going to be confusion.
Duncan, you know that guy?
Yes, I've spoken to him. And so I was actually thinking it's the same guy.
No. This is David O.
Sijenyi. That one is, we don't know. Okay.
Duncan!
Anyway. So about me. So I'm business development consultant and I'm passionate about helping people.
Come on.
How did I end up in finance?
You are broke.
I was properly broke.
Wow.
But it started from just wanting to see people become the best versions of themselves.
All right.
Wanting to walk with people, help them see value, help them enjoy life. And it's because those were questions I was asking myself. So I've been in business development, sales, and I like to call it business development because I understood a different aspect of it.
Right.
Sales ni kuuza. Business development is different. It's where you see how your kuuza actually partners with the way the business is structured. So I went into that space. And then I realized, wait a minute, while the business needs fixing, let's go back a bit. Okay, so the business is run with people, and these people need fixing so that they can fix their businesses.
Yes.
And that's how I went into this.
Wow.
Why does it sound so simple?
Yes, when you talk about it, it sounds so simple.
You wait and give us exams, you're going to fail.
Because
Forward.
it is. By the way, some of the seemingly most difficult things in life are very simple. For example, turning your life around. Accept Jesus. It is done.
Apple.
Just accept.
that.
No, what is Jewy lightnings? Just
Rambling slander. I cannot believe you, man. What? I'm being overpowered here.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
It is. It is simple. But it also, I think for us, we need to move, or it needs to be unpacked for us. The simplicity of it needs to be unpacked for us.
Correct.
Because for so long, some things have been made so complex. I mean, Jesus says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And that's where it starts. Thinking.
Wow. The renewal of your mind.
One line that changes everything.
Just that.
And that's a whole book by itself. It's a Bible. Just that line.
Yes.
As a man thinketh. The other one is Proverbs 13:22. The one, what it says is...
it's
a wise man or woman must leave an inheritance for their children's children. Which means kama utaacha ishe with your children's only.
Yeah.
You have failed.
You've left too little. It's not enough. If you're eating it, now you're joking. You're wasting space.
So for you, David, it is take what you are seeing, hearing, and apply. Apply.
The word there is application, Tina. Application. There's too many things we're hearing, whether it was in school or it was where we're hearing too many things, or even on radio with you guys.
Yes.
But what are we doing? We hear it inside, outside. Our teachers used to tell us it's getting in on this side, it's coming out on the other side. But we are being called into a space of applying what we are learning. I must put this out right there. I'm not coming in as a guru. I'm coming in as a student of finance.
Right.
Because I'm still learning. I'm sharing what I'm learning.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about.
Now let us tell you why David is here. David is here, first of all, to take Danko and I to lunch. Beyond that,
Yes.
David is here to give you freedom financially.
Right.
In case you've been struggling very hard trying to figure out where's my life going, what am I doing with my life financially, and why is it not working for me?
Yeah.
This is why David Sijenyi is here.
Yeah,
all right.
he said
Yes,
it right.
and let's just go to the heart of the matter.
Yes,
and
Danko.
this is it. You know, when you talk about sales, there are people who they just turn their heads.
Yeah.
Because we believe sales is very difficult and you have to have a character of sales. But let's talk about COVID hit. Now, everything is sales.
Yeah.
You're either selling yourself, your ideas, your what you're good at. You're trying to change your lifestyle. So you're trying to actually convince some people to invest in your business. Why is sales such an elusive thing? Why is sales such a hard thing to indulge in?
Because for just like many other things, just like leadership, just like many other things in life, we've been told you must have a certain thing, DNA or certain thing.
Yes.
But Bill Gates, who, when you look at the man, he doesn't look like he can sell a thing. Eh?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he says, if you can't sell, you will die poor. And you have to think about it. We
Yeah.
are always selling. We are always selling when we're introducing ourselves. We're selling when we dress up in the morning to
We're
go out.
selling. That's
we
right.
are presenting something to people so that
Yes.
they perceive us in a certain way.
Right.
Correct.
We are selling. And when you understand that, then you realize, wait a minute, sales is life. When I come and say, my name is David Sijenyi, and you're like, oh, okay, great. I've just sold you that identity. You have taken it because I've presented it in a certain way that makes you think, okay, so he is. Only later on, you may realize,
Wait a minute.
But okay, so who's this guy? But that's the thing. We're always selling.
Yes.
And whether you're doing an interview, whether you're talking to someone, whether you're even just making friends,
Yeah.
is selling.
But someone else would say you're selling, but it's what I do with that information that either gives that thing value or not, correct?
Or you don't want to get me going in that
Let's go.
direction.
Let's
Because if I'm then selling to you something that you want, which is now where the challenge comes in.
Yes.
Right.
And I call it the perspective of trying to convince the gazelle that it's a buffalo. Some 3 groups of people are sent into the forest and they're
Yeah.
told, go and bring back a buffalo. So some guys with their sophisticated gadgets, let's liken them to the Germans, go
Alright.
in and in a short while come out, maybe
Yeah.
an hour or so,
Yeah.
come out with a buffalo.
Yeah.
Then some other guys go in, let's call them the Americans, go in and check this thing out.
Yeah.
And in maybe 2 hours or so, because they need to go into a little more detail,
Yes.
they come out and they're like, here's a buffalo.
Then Danko.
Some other guys,
Yeah.
relatives of ours and Danko, are sent inside.
Yeah.
2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours later. This is an analogy.
Yeah.
Hey, guys are like, where did these guys go?
Yes.
So they follow them in and they find them whooping a gazelle. Somewhere in the buffalo. Somewhere in the buffalo. And what is the problem? We are trying to get people that are not interested in what we have or what we are selling to buy what we are selling. And we
wait
call
a
it
minute.
convincing. And that's what we've called sales. But that's not it. Sales is about identifying a need and responding to it.
Say
And
that one
that's-
more time.
It's about identifying a need and responding to it. So don't go trying to force customers. Begin by identifying who needs what you want
What you want, not
to
what
provide.
you have. Oh, what you want to provide.
That's
Okay.
the essence of business. You must be responding to a need. Otherwise, you have no value.
David is here to take you through financial freedom.
Yeah.
And it's all about your mindset. Man, this brother he's power packed and with a very, very good voice. All right, so David.
Yes, Tina.
This is us talking about us meeting a need. So you're calling us we're solvers of a problems.
So among the things I've been learning, and I thank God for the people that have led my life, the likes of Angie Morenga, the likes of Pastor M,
Yeah.
Pastor M,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Pastor Mose Mukisa, and these are just people that have impacted my life in different ways. And among the things that have been useful when you're talking about solving issues,
So, yeah.
God has put in us such potency. Each of us comes packed with such potency
Correct.
to solve a problem.
Now, do we believe that, or it's told to us?
I think all you need to ever be told is that you're not here for nothing. You're not just occupying space. Now, you can choose to just be occupying space. And Jesus says some things about that. He cast a fig tree just because it did not have fruits when he showed up.
Yes.
Remember, it was not the season for figs.
Yes.
But he shows up and there's no fruit. And he says, be done with you.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to give a whole story about how it needs to be cut down, first of all, if you're not bearing fruit. What does that mean? That each of us has been packed with enough raw material to bear fruit throughout, in season and out of season.
Then how come some people don't?
And that's why I do what I do. Because too many people are going to their graves with all that potency, ideas, dreams, visions, solutions for other people. Destinies are failing because you went with yours and went on and died. You packed it somewhere and then went on and died with it. And Miles Monroe says, the grave is probably one of the wealthiest places in the world.
On earth, yeah.
Because of all the things that were never
Done
launched.
or accomplished, yeah.
This reminds me of that story of the madman at the graves.
Yeah.
When Jesus cast all the legion out of him into the pigs, and then he wanted to follow Jesus, and then Jesus said, no, you go, I already have my 12. Where enter? The word says that he had the destiny of the Decapolis in him. 10 cities were waiting on him.
Look at that.
And that's
But he was hanging around gravesides, mad, breaking chains.
And that's the lie of the enemy. And there's too many people hiding in some dark corners somewhere, because they're saying I have nothing to do. And when I was going through, I mentioned to you earlier, I was going through a difficult time between 2014 and 2018.
Okay.
And all I kept hearing was God saying, everything you need to succeed is in you. And I'm like, Karike, what? Where? Just show me.
Yes.
Okay.
We point to.
Nimekuwa mpole. Just show me. Show me.
Did he show you?
In fact, I'm listening. And he said, everything you need to succeed. And he pointed me back.
Yeah.
How have you made money in this, your difficult situation? And he pointed to my voice. And he pointed to my ability to teach. And he pointed to my ability to coach. And he's like, everything you need to succeed is inside of you. So next time you're looking at someone and they're coming to you and saying, I have no job, you're asking them, what's inside of you? And he took me back to what he asked Moses.
What do you have in your hand?
You have in your hand?
Yes.
Each one of us comes with something. We know when we keep saying a child is born with their own sufuria, we don't understand the weight
of that statement.
It's not just sufuria, it's a plate, it's a city. In you is enough value to set up cities.
Wow.
The question is, do you see it? And has it been called out of you?
That's right.
So how... Look, someone must have drawn something out of you.
Yes.
What was the first step or the first thing you did when you realized, hold on, I'm power packed and fortified to move to the next season of my life? What did you do?
I was coming out of a 3-month depressive state. I would wake up in a hoodie and sit in front of the TV and do nothing for 3 months. And I'd said, God, I don't even want to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
If you found Saul who was killing Christians and turned his name to Paul, I'm sure you know where to find me. And he did. Because for those 3 months, the one thing that was constant is I could feel the presence of God around me throughout. Very present. And because I'd had encounters with God, I knew what his presence felt like.
Come on now.
But he was there.
Right.
And I remember coming out of it and just picking up my laptop and opening it and saying it stops here. This is now 2018.
Right.
An idea he had given me in 2008.
Look at that. Was buried all these years.
Had been packed somewhere because I thought I needed to have a job. He'd given me the vision about business development for businesses in 2008, before it was a buzzword like it is now.
Right.
I was there sitting with it and letting it just lie over there and rot. Yet, that was the vision for me. So I unlock it in 2018. But as I'm typing it out, someone calls me and says, hey, dude, do you still train? I'm like, yeah, I train. And they says, there's someone who's in trouble. And that someone was a friend of mine now, NK, Groomer, who calls me and says, you know what? There's an opportunity here for you to train for 2 hours.
Right.
That was the start of a 2-year job. Actually, it's been 3 years now of consulting for this organization.
All right.
And that was the starting point that you just need to start.
Yes.
There's something we say, you can't steer a stationary vehicle.
No,
you
you
can
can't.
try all you want.
No.
And sometimes you'll see guys in Grogon picking the bonnet by the wheels and
Yeah.
turning it around.
Yes.
But the truth is, you can't steer a stationary vehicle.
Correct.
It has to be moving. And so as you're there sitting saying, I don't have a job, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, I don't know how to unlock finance, I don't know how to unlock revenue. The question is, what are you doing with what's in your hand?
But most people have come to believe, especially this generation, you need money. Now the issue of fast money is sitting heavy on our people, on our generation.
Yeah.
How do you move that? How do you move them from there from thinking money is needed for me to do A, B, C, D?
Let me put it in perspective. You need money for impact, not to start.
Ati?
Sure.
Start providing value and the money will find you. And that's not just a rhyme. Start
Providing value.
providing value and the money will find you. Because money follows value. If you're not providing value, and if you're looking even to change your income level now, check your value level.
How do you check that value
Hey,
level?
because there's someone saying, like, you are in my mind.
Yes.
I was like, you're asking me what is in my hand. I don't even know what I have in my hand.
Even I don't know what I have.
You know, what do I do?
So there's certain things, and it's probably come to you as a seemingly weird dream.
Right.
It's an idea to solve a particular problem.
Correct.
Look
Yes.
around you. There's problems everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're in probably the most problematic continent on the world
Yes,
right now.
yes.
There's problems everywhere. And it doesn't matter where you are. Whether you're in Africa, you're in Nairobi, or in Shags.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. There are
Doesn't
problems
matter.
around you to be
Everywhere.
solved.
Okay.
Just hang around some people and hear them speak. If something jumps at you,
Yes.
you probably have the answer to it. Whether that problem is potholes, or it is food,
Yes.
or it is whatever jumps at you.
Whatever jumps at you.
Because in you is the DNA to identify what it is you're supposed to impact. For example,
Okay.
imagine a tractor.
Yes.
Umeenda umetoa pale showroom at Ferguson. You've driven it out, and every day you drive it out of your parking lot and take it to Tao.
Okay.
And the tractor is constantly wondering,
Yes.
wait,
Why?
all this horsepower, really just to
Take
do
me to
trips
Tao?
from
Yeah.
Tao to... And that's it. Many of us are feeling all this power within me. What is it for? Why are these things? Why do these things annoy me? Why do these things make me feel like I want? There's certain dreams that I have. Those things are pointing you to what it is you need to be solving. For me,
Yeah. For you?
it was helping people unlock themselves,
Right.
unlock that potential.
I think, David, there must have been something you used to do.
Yes.
You stopped doing. And that gave you freedom to become what you are today. Now, if you can share with us some of your attitudes, your past habits,
Yes.
stuff that you know right now, there's a generation that's doing it, and you want them to stop, and then tell them what gate they are going to, either gate A or gate B, so that they can find 1, 2, or 3 things to do. That'll be fantastic. So, David,
Yes, Tina.
let's go ahead and talk about this generation, a generation that's living beyond their means. They want the
Yes.
best phones. They want the best. They want their name on brass on the door. They want their name in brass on the door. They want to spend. We got what are they called? Slay queens and drama kings. And I'm sure you. How old are you? How old is your oldest child?
My oldest child is 10.
10.
She just turned 10. Her
And
name
you-
is Zuri
What?
Zalika Nyarkwe.
Tell him.
My daughter's name is Nenkai Zuri Geshoke.
Okay.
She's turning
That's-
7.
That's profound.
Yes.
Swali sasa ni tukienda kwa maana.
Ehe.
Kisa na maana.
Kisa na maana. Yes.
This is so cool. What?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
So what are you instilling her in her?
Because she's gonna be a teenager.
Oh yeah.
soon.
Huyo ni mrithi wako.
Let me tell you.
Now, we learned from some friends of ours, the Kitetus, about opening an account for your child at a certain age. Now, we'd plan to do it at 9 because 9 is about birthing. We will plan doing it at 8 because 8 is about new beginnings. 9 because 9 is about birthing. Now, 10 is double grace. And as she turns 10, we're doing, one of the things we're doing among the different things that we're planning is I'm going to put money, well, we're going to go with her and we're going to open a bank account
Okay.
with my daughter Zuri. And we're going to put in there 10,000 shillings from her grandmother. And her mom and myself, my wife and I, are going to match up what her mother has put in her account. This 10,000 is 1,000 shillings that my mother, Zuri's grandmother, has been putting in her mom's hand every year on her birthday.
Wow.
1,000 bob. For this is for the child. This is for the child's school fees. She would call it school fees. You'd call it different things.
Correct.
So we are putting that in her account as her foundational money in that bank account. Now, that is not money just that itumeweka, it is a trust fund. This is the start of her financial education accelerated. So that by the time she's a teenager, she has money invested. And this we've learned from, I remember Pastor Oscar did a series on, Pastor Oscar Moreo did a series on money at some point, many years back.
Yes.
And that's where we drew that from.
Okay.
Just beginning to teach your children about money. Now, before we can blame this young generation, we need to ask ourselves, what are we as the parents, what have we done to teach them about how to handle money?
Okay.
It goes back to mindsets. We all have what you call a financial blueprint.
Financial blueprint.
Blueprint. That financial blueprint
Yes.
determines something else we call our financial thermostat. Thermostat. Now, your financial blueprint was set or was drawn by whoever was your guardian was, number one. Whoever you used to hang around and see how they spent money, number two, so whether it was your parent or not.
Wow.
Number three, your society, the people around you. That's why you need to be very careful who your children are hanging around.
Right.
Because those people are instilling certain things. So those times when you're talking about, money is sijui how, money is sijui how, money is sijui how. Where are these guys learning these things from? They're learning from their folks. Who are always looking, whenever there's money, we spend it. Or we splash it on these things. And if we don't have, we go to a venue. I remember you guys talking about this sometime. With different clothes. And take many pictures at different angles. And that's what we've shown. And of course, social media hasn't helped with this.
Correct.
So we are trying to emulate someone else without understanding, back to that thing, the foundation. What are they doing? Where are they coming from?
Correct.
Those are the questions you need to be asking. And before you can say, I want to be like Danko, you need to ask yourself, Danko anafanyanga nini?
Yes.
Just ask. When he's not at the studio, what else is he doing?
Yes.
Understand that first. And this helped me a while back when someone I really admired, and I used to say, I want to be like this person. Then I had his backstory. And when I had his backstory,
That kind of changed your...
It changed my perspective. I was like, okay, peace.
So we're sorry.
There's no need to run, because he started at the low of low.
Yes.
And when you're listening to this and you're saying, I want to be like that person, the question I have for you is, are you willing to do what it takes to get there? So there's this generation that's spending, and the truth is, it's most of us.
Yes.
Correct.
Because of the blueprint. The financial blueprint, as we learn in Straightforward Financial Growth, which is a program that I run. The financial blueprint, which is the foundation. T. Harv Eker has written a book, The Millionaire Mind.
Yes.
Your mind has already been wired wrong, which is why you think any money you have must be spent. Now, have you ever found yourself with a lot of money in your hands?
Nah.
You've never found yourself with a lot of money? Okay, to say money you are not expecting. Well, a lot is relative.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. What happens to that money?
in some language, but it's all right.
What happens to that money?
Yes.
So you spend
You spend it, but the way you
Quickly.
It fizzles
seeps
out.
through.
Yes.
What happens when you think that the money you have or the money you're making is not enough? What do? What happens to you?
You start holding
hold.
back.
You hold, but what do you do? It's still not enough, whether you hold it or
You live below.
well, you could live below. You
You look for more.
actually look for more.
Oh.
So you have your CV looking for better opportunities out
Right.
there. You have proposals looking out for new business.
And this is because you think what you have is not,
Not
enough.
enough, yes.
because your thermostat is saying
To go
the
below
current
par.
place we're operating
Yes.
is not where we should be.
Right.
Now, this is the assumption that you're switched on. Of course, the others now just resign themselves. So when you're talking about, if you don't, so there's people who are living beyond their means. They're living large.
Correct.
Now, for a long time, we've had the alternative to that is living below your means.
Correct.
I want to correct that a bit.
Go on.
Running out of the book called The Richest Man in Babylon
Yeah.
by George S. Clason. Control your expenditure.
How do you do that?
Controlling your expenditure is through a money management plan. In your money management plan, you then begin to realize that in your list of things, and I want to challenge each one of us to do this. I remember at some point I was earning 60,000 Kenya shillings. 60,000 Kenya shillings. Before who? Before Kenya Revenue Authority. Before tax payee and all that.
Yes.
So it would come to like 40 what? Something. But when I did the math, and this is just a list, write down a list. Write down a list of how you're spending.
Right.
And probably today you want to start a money tracking system.
Yes, there are apps.
We found one and
Yeah.
it's very annoying.
It is. It shocks you.
It does.
M-Pesa wamejaribu kutusaidia na hiyo. But you realize, is that how much money I'm spending? Anyway,
I know.
do a money tracking. So I realized when I first did it, I was earning 60,000 shillings before tax. I was spending 110,000 shillings.
Yes.
That was before M-Pesa, Fuliza, Mshwari. That was before that. Those were not yet in the industry.
Wait, Adi?
I was spending 110. And then I did the math of what I needed to be making to
Yes.
just live a comfortable life.
Yes.
It was 300,000 shillings. And this was now putting into understanding what I was learning at the time, because I'd read the book Cash Flow Quadrant.
Right,
and it had
right,
opened
yeah.
my mind to, wait a minute. What are these things? As in, I need to do a plan. Because I was wondering, why do I keep feeling like I'm not comfortable?
Right.
Correct.
And so I did the math. So that's where to start.
Right.
Do the mathematics and realize whether you're living above your means
Above your means.
or doing something weird.
Correct.
Now, why control your expenditure and not live below your means? Controlling your expenditure wakes you up to what you need to do to raise your income, capacity to generate income. Because income is seed. When I go to work, the money I'm paid is seed for the next few things we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Now, why is this thing called seed?
Right.
Work, the book Straightforward Financial Growth. Work by this is by Moses Mukika. Talks about work. Work being the seed. It's a blessing from God.
Right.
Because it is through work, that value that you provide somewhere else, that you get paid and now start your journey to financial recovery and hopefully financial freedom. Because when you write down your list of how you're spending, you
Your
then
money.
can see where the money is going.
Yes.
Some of us know we don't have it's never enough, but we don't know where it's going. So track your money.
Man.
Number one. Then put together a money management plan.
So, where are we going to get this from?
Money management plan. You receive X amount of money. Let's call it 100,000 shillings. You receive 100,000 shillings. So remember, in your list, you've seen where your money is going.
Yes.
And we call it modern day slavery. Why is it modern day slavery?
Rent.
When you do that list, you realize all that money goes to other people. Let's list.
Yeah, yeah.
Rent.
Shopkeeper.
Shopkeeper.
Yes.
Hiyo ni ya shopkeeper.
KRA.
KRA. Hiyo ni yao. They even take it before you receive.
Yes. Fuel.
Fuel.
Yes.
Fuel. And
Transport.
they're just guaranteeing that your
Yes.
bad habits
Yes.
don't end up with their money.
The barber.
The barber. Are you seeing? You're
Yes.
just mentioning other people.
That you're giving.
Which one is yours? Or then you're also a good Christian, so you send some to
Tithe,
church.
correct.
Or you're a good spiritual person, so there's somewhere you
Offering.
send a certain percentage because you understand this principle called giving. Then there's something else, we now have named it black tax.
Yes.
You know,
Wazazi lazima.
Wazazi,
Your
funerals,
siblings.
weddings. You're spending that money.
Right.
Do you know how much of that money you're spending?
Why?
You don't. So all your money is going to other people. Now, if you're employed, Rekegwere,
You're working for people.
you're working for
Stop
everyone
it.
else. Now,
No, for serious.
Yes.
so slavery originally was in such a manner that there was a give and take. I am providing services, so you take care of me. So the master ensured
Right.
the slave was happy and comfortable.
Yes.
So that they woke up every day and delivered. So they
Correct.
provided housing, hence servants' quarters. They provided transport if you needed to go to anywhere,
Yes.
healthcare if you needed to go to hospital, and so on and so on and so on.
Yes.
So the ideally the master took care of all of that. Okay, that's slavery properly.
Yes.
Watch out, this other one that was done later. So proper, it was that the master took care of the needs of the slaves so that they could deliver.
Right.
So modern day slavery, how does it work? That and I do not intend to offend you guys,
Right.
that you're being paid because your employer can't find all these people and pay them,
Yeah.
and they can't house you where they stay.
Yeah.
So they
He's paying
give you the money. You go
You're the
sort those
conduit.
things on their behalf.
You're the conduit.
Boss,
You're the bottleneck.
you're very annoying, and especially you.
I feel
You're very also annoying with your
embarrassed.
laughter. You're feeling embarrassed.
That has
You have
blown me away.
us, kabisa.
Because
I apologize.
and that's what that app does. The app that we talked about, the one that tells you now general expenditure.
Right.
This is what family gets. This is what's nini. Like it's always going out. None is yours.
None is yours.
You
It's
don't
all going
spend
out.
on you.
So you need to quickly put in place a money management plan.
Money management plan.
Money management plan is where you say, I'm receiving this money.
Correct.
How much is going to tithe?
Okay.
Or how much is going to my spiritual giving? Imagine there's some people who are not necessarily Christians that are listening to this. You must be giving somewhere.
And
It's
you're
a
rolling your
money
eyes.
principle.
It is a money principle.
Find somewhere to
In fact,
give.
it's kingdom principle.
If you have beef with the church, first sort out your beef. But if you have beef with the church, find somewhere
yeah.
to give.
Plug in, man. Plug in.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, as we give 10% in my family,
Yes.
10% church, tithe, it goes before we start spending it.
Yes. That's
It's not
it
the
right
last
there.
thing. It
It's not
goes
the last
before we
thing
start
you do.
spending.
Fast. Yes.
It's the
And
first
this is
thing.
us saying, oh Lord, our God, we are nothing. It is you that gives us the power
to create
to
wealth.
make wealth.
Woo, come on, somebody.
It's in the scriptures.
True
It's
story.
you that gives us power to create wealth.
Yes, sir.
This is yours. It's expected. We are following an instruction. Anyway, next thing is, how much are you paying yourself? The richest man in Babylon says, pay yourself. And someone else said, pay yourself fast. You're going to give all your money to other people. How much are you keeping for you? That is the only money that is yours. So have a percentage of money that you say,
Yes.
this is me paying myself.
Okay. he and I know what. Duncan, I'll beat
And,
you.
and
Takutapa.
this money that you're paying yourself, you're not eating it.
Inaenda wapi?
It is seed.
Mbegu.
You're saving it. You're saving it to invest it,
Yes, not to consume.
David,
not to be eaten.
someone is rolling their eyes at the radio right now because you're
Yeah.
saying pay yourself.
Yeah.
Now, if whatever you're getting doesn't look like it can even pay itself,
Yeah.
how are you going to pay yourself?
Put aside a percentage.
It doesn't matter how big or small, right?
Start with a minimum of 10%. Minimum.
It's workable.
It's okay.
The real thing to do is 20%.
Can I tell you, there's like a behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me knowing that kuna 10% mahali I can
Yes.
access easily.
Easy, exactly.
I find a need
Yes.
for it. And it's not just a need. It's not a want.
Yeah.
It's a need that arises.
That's
Oh, anko amemeza slasher. Lazima tutume. Lazima tutume.
and that is true.
Yes.
And that's why it needs not to be hanging around where you can easily stretch your
So
hand.
where are you
and
going to
reach.
put it in?
Put it in an investment. Identify a place where it takes long to get it out.
I need to see it.
No.
It
you
needs
don't
to
need-
see me.
You can see it in the statement. Save money and invest it.
Okay.
Now you can invest with as little as 100 bob.
Yes.
There's a product out there that with 100 bob, you can start investing.
Shh, don't say it.
Put it away.
Put it
Put that
away.
money
And forget it.
away and forget.
That is the elephant task. Forgetting it.
Number 2.
Eh.
Sour. And if you need to have perspective. And when we go through the book Straightforward
Yes.
Financial Growth, we can talk about that, because then we have templates
Yeah.
of calculating your net worth. We have templates on calculating your cash flow, templates on calculating how much you're saving and how that's growing. Templates.
Where were you 5 years
Ushawa,
ago?
Here,
you
we
are
go.
saving.
This is the time.
And
Sana
then
tuambia
client
sasa.
anakwambia-
The best.
client anakwambia, let's meet at that
That's our place.
Unamuuliza
Pa-
ni wewe
pale kwa-
unalipa?
You
Kani wewe
ask.
unalipa? Yes.
That's being rude.
Because
Is it
you're
not?
money prudent. You
want
just want to
business.
know whether this is coming out of your money for
They won't think-
rice or it's coming out of your. It's not
They
coming
would
from.
think you're mkonogam.
No, you're just being clear. You're just being clear. Be clear.
Be clear.
Okay.
So
Number two.
you're money managing.
Yes.
Okay,
So
money
10%
management.
giving,
Yes.
10% paying yourself.
Correct.
Ideally 20%.
Correct.
Because everyone else you're paying a lot more.
A lot more, yes.
Then now you go into a giving plan.
Yeah. Giving plan.
Many of us give more than we consume.
Yeah.
Then we consume.
We don't realize it. Why? Oh, so and so is in hospital. Let's contribute.
Yes.
You have sent. So and so is Sijenyi where you have sent. Let's have tea. That's you giving.
Yes.
You've gone and bought that tea for them.
Yes.
You also consumed.
Yes.
But you're giving.
You're giving, yes.
And many of us are giving without a plan, and we are wondering why if it's more blessed to give, why are we not seeing the press down, shaken together and coming
Running
over?
over,
It's because you're
exactly.
giving out of
Yes.
order.
You're giving out of order.
You're giving out of order.
There is a strategy to give.
There has to be a plan.
There's got to be a plan.
Remember, God has given you stewardship. As a good steward,
I have stew, not the worship. Just But I'm sorry. Go on.
as a good steward,
Yes.
you need to know how much you're giving away. There's a plan to this madness.
Okay.
Okay?
True story.
So there's a giving plan, and you
Okay.
can determine, is it 10%, is it 5%? And when your giving money is over, it is over. The next person that comes, Sina.
Roll back.
See, if you
Ati
can wait,
Sina.
if you can wait
The other
until
man.
next month,
But does not the
slot.
Bible say, don't say you don't have if you have?
you don't have.
Okay,
It
sawa.
was the 10% and now it's over. It was 10,000. I had planned to give 10,000 this month.
Yes.
Based on my giving plan.
Yes.
It's a plan, eh?
Yes.
Based on my giving plan. And sadly, it's a wrap. The first guy that came asked for 10. I gave them 10. It's a
done
gift.
deal.
Easy amadeni na nini, you've given. And by the way, that's how you need to give to your friends and relatives.
Amen.
You
Give them
actually put money aside for
Yes.
giving.
for giving.
Mnasikia
And when
ati?
it is over, it is over. That's what proper planned utilization of your funds.
Can you come talk to my relatives? Let me tell you. Then,
They ask for money back.
hey, just come. I'll show you.
We can have that conversation. So you've given. Then now goes into the next important thing: debt management. How many % are we at now?
I do not know.
10% is
tithe.
tithe. 10% to 20.
Is mine? Let's do
30%.
20. Lazima tu-
Let's say
tu- kaze
20.
mkamba,
30%.
yeah.
So that's 30%.
Then you've decided you're giving. How much do you want to give? 10% or
10%.
10%. Okay, we are at 40.
Yes.
We are at 40. So we have 60% left.
Left.
Right.
Uko na madeni?
Mingi.
Start paying those debts. You can put aside 10%, you can put aside 20%. The richest man in Babylon says put aside 20% towards paying debt and utoke haraka.
Haraka.
Now you notice the correlation
discipline.
between the 20% for saving and the 20% for paying debt.
Yes.
You want it's called acceleration.
Yes.
And if you've been already putting 10% aside,
Yes.
try putting 20% and see the difference. Acceleration.
Yes.
We saw it with my wife, and that's why we do 20%. So 20% is debt payment.
You guys
So
are
that
rich,
you
huh?
finish.
So we were 40% to
We
We're
were
coming
not-
to your
we
house
were not
after this.
before. After this, definitely. Rogoro, tunatayarisha breakfast.
Yeah.
Then, so there's debt management.
Debt management.
You're now left with
40%.
40%.
Right.
Survive on the 40%.
Jieleke gwire hiyo 40
tell you
ni kumaanisha
something.
nitaishi wapi?
Now,
There. That.
Yes.
now comes are you managing your expenses or living below your means? Now, living below your means will tell you move to a lower place.
Okay.
Are we together?
Got
Yes.
it.
But controlling your expenses will now bring you to the place of asking, so how do I meet this deficit?
Duncan, you start showing
And you
t-shirts,
start looking now at the value that you're generating.
sweaters.
And then you start asking yourself, is this the best way to be generating value based on where God has called me?
Okay.
Based on where
God has
has
called
called
me.
me.
Correct.
Is this the best way
Yes.
to be generating value?
Correct.
And at that point, then you start thinking to yourself, okay,
Yeah.
great. Now, you remember what Danko talked about earlier when he said, the money will always find something to do because it's over there.
Correct.
Similarly, your needs will fit in wherever you put them.
You're sure about this? Proven,
Tried.
tested.
Yes.
Tried and tested.
Yes. There'll be a bit of a struggle, but after a while, you start to make the adjustments needed
Wow.
to fit. My wife and
Wow.
I
Yeah.
chose to adjust upwards. We decided to figure out
Okay.
how we were going to meet our current expenses. And this is why. So you've been driving.
Yes.
You've gone ahead and sold your car.
Yes.
Are you better off or worse off?
What is that
In
supposed to
terms
mean?
of impact.
Okay.
There's
okay.
a certain level of impact you had reached.
Right.
And I normally use the example of the guy God called the rich fool who dropped dead.
Yes.
So
yes.
God blesses this guy and he has a wonderful harvest.
Yes.
This guy
Yeah,
receives his
yeah.
harvest, and what does he do? Cross his legs, sit back and
And go
say,
like,
I have arrived. Nimefika?
Fika.
Nimefika. And because I have arrived now, let me sit back and relax. And
Wow.
God strikes him dead. Do you see the correlation with the fig tree that was cut down? Eating out of the soil and content to just be a tree with green leaves.
Yes.
Are you getting? Are you
And no
seeing the
fruit.
correlation?
Got it.
So God strikes him down. Why? He has just been blessed to move into the next level of impact.
And?
Until now, he's been talking to a certain level of people.
Correct.
With this blessing, he can now talk at national level. What has he done? He's gone to sit.
That's right.
God is in the business. It is not his will that anyone should perish. He's in the business of redeeming people at all levels.
Yes.
So when you've been successful at a certain level, he then equips you for the next level. The mistake we make is that we start living large instead of realizing that we have been equipped for the next level. When you start over here flying around in a private jet,
Yes.
who notices? People who have private jets. It's now your opportunity
And those
to
on
start
Instagram.
engaging those and the people on Instagram. That's if you tell them. And it's now your opportunity to start engaging
Engaging them.
at that level. But you decide this private jet is for all those weird things people do in private jets. It's not a party mobile.
No.
It's for impact. Because God now needs you to be able to move across the world
Yes.
without waiting for commercial transport, public transport.
Correct.
AKA. Anyway. Are we together?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
together.
So those are some of the things that we need to pay to pay attention to. So
Right.
the money will fit in the space you are located. Money is a tool.
Right.
You tell the hammer, this is your position and this is the work you do. You don't let the hammer run amok in the house. It will land on your TV
Oh, yes.
screen or on your glass crystal. It's a tool. You tell it what to do.
I love this. We got friends of ours. Many of them are drivers, because this is what they do. One of them says, topic ya leo, mi pesa niko nayo kama haitoshi pizza, mkate, cheese, kuku na dishi vizuri mazi. Thanks to Paul, my eyes are wide open now. So that's Steve Uber.
Yeah.
And then we
Mr.
got one
Jogona.
more guy. Yeah, you know him?
No, just
No, Mr. Jogona. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Juguna. There's one more that our super producer is gonna patch through because he's asked you a question that you need to quickly answer. But go ahead while we get this one ready.
So we're just talking about the money management plan.
Yes.
And that is the foundation. That's the foundation.
Right.
Because without a money management plan, it doesn't matter. Now, you asked me earlier, but what I have is so little. It's not about what you have. It's about what you do
With what
you get. Are we together?
Yes.
It's not about how much you're making.
Right.
But it's about what you're doing
Yes.
with what you're making. And this is an example. A friend of mine, good friend of mine, used to work for some embassy. And he used to go all the way to Gigiri. And I remember him telling us a story once of how his driver one day told him,
Yeah.
could we go down the road in the opposite direction today? I just show you something.
Okay.
And this cab driver had been his cab driver. This is before Uber.
Okay.
Do you remember how much cabs used to cost?
Yeah.
then?
Tell you.
This
Yeah.
guy used to take him from Hurlingham to Gigiri every day and
Every day
back.
and back.
And any other shugulis he had, he would use the same guy.
Right.
And at some point, what happened is that this guy told him, come I show you something. You've become friends.
Yes.
I mean, this guy is there for him. They become friends. And the guy went and showed him a block of flats.
I don't hear this story.
No. Uh-huh.
Went and showed him a block of flats. He says something died in him because he was sure he had built.
He's the
Those
one
flats.
who built those. Your butcher right now has 15 acres of ranch farm. You built it.
You built it.
You built it.
Pesa yako hilo na nilipanga.
Yule madam anauza mandazi kwa ofisi yenyu. Yule uleta mandazi zile tamu zenye siku yezi pita kama mjazikula. That lady can save that money and open a restaurant while you're waiting for those mandazis every morning. So it's not about what you're doing. And this is where we talk about, it's not about title. I chased the titles. I had big titles with no money.
Yes,
I
like
chased them.
$1 million names but no cent in the pocket.
Come on now.
One msanii wa Kenya.
I wouldn't have said it even better.
You gotta count your money.
As in, you have a big name,
but
no money. Then I realized, wait a minute.
Wait.
Let me figure this thing out right.
Right.
And sometimes you think the next title will give you a better pay. Learn to make a difference without a title. The people making the biggest deals, we don't know their names.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, super producer, we got that one ready, do we? In just a little bit. Okay. But I think someone was asking this morning. We'll just wait for super producer to get it out so that we can finally get it to you. But you talk to us about what we have and what we don't have. Rachel has texted us. I've just seen this one. Sorry. Rachel asks this morning, she says, is there an income too little to save or give? What do you think in your opinion?
The principles work. Today, if you put 1,000 shillings in my hand, 10% will go to tithe, 20% will go to savings, 20% will go to debt repayment, which we're almost finishing, by the way. We're so happy about that.
Hey!
And the rest will go to spend.
Yes.
When you begin to apply this principle, and this goes to all your increase,
yes,
you begin to see something change. We started applying this with my wife in 2019, 2020 actually, when we realized we've made so much money, but we've spent it all. And those are some of the habits where you feel the money is to buy things. No, money is not to buy things. Money is to give you capacity for impact. So use it to make an impact. Use it to make a difference.
You know, when you talk about that, you give me 1,000, 10% will go, 20%. I'm trying to imagine what kind of discipline that is. And I'm not talking as someone who has done it before. I'm actually the opposite. Because I think I only plan for my mshahara.
Yeah.
And you know, when you do a gig and you have like, but this money that you stumble upon, you know, like the small commissions, the 5Ks, those ones you squander. How does the discipline look like? That every cent you get, your mind does not go to consumption. It thinks about all these things, the money, the business plan, the money plan.
Be ye transformed by the renewal
come on.
of your mind.
Sasa Tina, how are you? Good morning. I like the way ameongea kuhusu like mtu mwenye ako na salo venye na budget, you know, and put in all the figures, the percentage, you know. Now, would you tell him to talk something just briefly about now wasi wa biashara, where our income is not like is not like exact. There is variance. How should we go about that? Just analogy tu kidogo tusikie.
Fantastic. And then we had another caller that was trying to come through. Just go ahead and call that number 0701-969-969. We're going to lock the studio and we're going to throw away the key. Sorry, we do this. We kidnap most people so that you can answer these questions. Do you have a burning question for him? Patch it right through on 0701-969-969. Good morning, you're on Pearl. Hello. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Siniwalete tu pesa yenye natengenezanga tu munipangie.
We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, but man, this is very informative.
Yes,
honestly.
it is. Yes.
I think we should be having this even quite often.
Yes. Right?
Yes.
Kwa hivyo nasikia umesaidika.
Si ndio. Hata nimepata psych.
Hata
kasa mtu amenipatia hapa. mebuacha nikarusha kwa nini ndio nini happen.
Yes, wow.
And I think one other thing that I also well, this is something that I discovered
Yes.
in life.
Yes.
The coins, you see the coins that we get.
Yeah,
There's a time
coins.
that I had put it to myself that sitanunua credit na notes. I'll be saving all my coins. You know, the change that I get, I won't touch the coins. I would actually save them. And I think within 2-3 months, I
Yes.
had more than 12K.
Whoa.
What of coins?
Coins.
Yeah, because the coins, you know, when you have a coin,
Yes.
unaangalia kama hindi, unaona pima weight.
Mtu wa kupima pressure, mtu anakupa pressure.
Unaona kama mturada anko.
Kabisa. Hey.
Yeah, but at the moment, but I realized that those coins actually even play some, because you unakuangalia ile uchungu ya kubreak thao.
Yes.
But the coins, you say, let me, it's only 10 bob, it's only 20 bob, it's only 30 bob.
Right.
At the end of the day, you find that you're spending so much worth of coins, and I started saving, and I saw some quite great change.
Okay.
Wow.
Until Mama Fu wakanifanyia ile kitu na
Ah,
Look at
pole.
this guy. Whoa, yeah.
Pole
Pole
sana.
sana.
yeah,
Sorry.
but this is
Oh.
really informative.
Yeah.
You know, we should have these things quite often.
Ah,
Na
Santi.
bwana Tony tutie class tujipange.
Actually,
Yes,
we're
kabisa.
thinking of that class.
Yes.
Asante
Yes,
sana.
honestly it is.
All right.
Thank you.
Otherwise, itaiwega more ya muradhime.
Onaweta
Amen.
kuona. Very
Amen.
good. Wow.
I am you. Before 2014, I earned a regular income. Wait a minute. Before 2010, I earned a regular income.
Right.
Sounds like an ad.
In
but keep going, man.
2014,
Yeah.
in 2010, I got into a job where now it was not guaranteed, which meant I had to wake up
Yeah.
to go to work to earn it.
Yes.
To see it at the end of the month in sales. I was on a commissioned job. Then in 2014, all that changed and stuff dropped completely. I remember going into a place and trying to get a job back at the same level, and I asked for a quarter of what I was making before. They offered me a quarter of what I asked. You can do the math. And subsequently, as I tried to make money in the job space for a while, it was not working.
Yeah.
So when God is telling me everything you need to succeed is in you, I had to erase that mindset that I have to earn at the end of every month.
Right.
Because it gives you a false comfort.
False
As you
comfort.
finish what you received this month,
Itakuja
si
ingine.
unajua next month, you're willing to
Yeah.
wait those so many days.
days, yes.
until the next one. Anyway, I have been earning since 2014 actually.
Okay.
On when I earn when I earn. I do work, I earn. And what that then has meant is that discipline. I remember when we started, there was no discipline. I remember there's a time there we made like 3 million in 6 months. We finished it. By the time the 6 months were over, there was no 3 million. Not even a cent. We were back where we started.
Do you know what you did with it? Okay, never mind. Moving on. But you learned your lesson.
We have a saying with my wife, tulikula mandazi. Because really, that's what we did. And
Yes.
there's this thing about when money is coming in, you want to spend it. Money
Yes.
is not for spending.
No.
The money that's coming in is seed. And you need to apportion it right so that it can grow for you,
Whether it's constant or not.
whether it's constant or not. And that's why I use the example of if you give me 1,000 bob today.
Correct.
And Tina, I've moved from a place where I waited for money to come to a space where I'm paid when I show up. And there are times when, I was telling Tina earlier,
Yes.
there are times when I get paid throughout the month. What that means is every day,
Every
someone
day,
is paying me
yeah.
for something.
Imagine that.
And the discipline has still to be
switch
exercised.
Either way.
If I give you my life, utaweza kula.
Utaweza
As long as haukimbii
Duncan.
na haulali njaa.
And Danko, maybe that's the thing. That you need not be Danko. You need not be Tina. You need
Come
not
on
be
now.
me.
Come on
you
now.
just need to be 100% you.
Right.
Because what you could be saying is 100% me. When you're at 100% me, you're at 40% you. And that's doing the world a disservice.
Wow.
You're at 100% me.
Yeah.
But you're at 40% you, which means your 100% is many times more
Yeah.
me. So I have no drama equipping people and letting them thrive.
Yes.
In fact, what I'm working on is helping people become better. Even as I begin to build my team,
Right.
is help them become better than me.
So these guys of every day,
Yeah.
they have a chance at
Irregular income.
the
Whatever.
irregular income coming in. Kila siku.
Every increase, anything you receive, put it through the money management plan. It's gonna be hard at the beginning.
It's going to be hard.
But
Thank you for telling
then
them
reach
that.
a place
Yeah.
where it starts to pay off.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to wait for the payoff.
How long before the payoff looks paid off?
I don't know, man. Depends on how
You're-
determined you are. Now, maybe a caution here. The money management plan you choose needs not to be too much of a stretch. Because just like a diet plan, if you decide you're not going to eat danko for the next 10 days,
That is very foreign to Danko, but
that is
okay.
very foreign, and that will crush you. So when you return, you remember when Jesus says, you've cleaned out the house, then when the
Seven-
demon comes
yeah.
back,
7
checks it
times.
is clean, then
Yeah.
7 times. So
Yes.
you'll be worse off.
Worse off
Than I
than when
started.
you.
So as you think
Okay.
about putting in place a money management plan,
Yes.
start with something that is comfortable, but not too comfortable that now is not helping you. See exercise yenye ni kidogo sana that now you're not growing.
Yes.
Let it be just stretchy enough that you're growing. Because if it's too light,
Right.
then it's not going to draw you out.
All right.
And these are lessons I've learned from others who've gone before me. I'm constantly learning. You've had me quote many books.
Yes.
And it's because I'm constantly learning from others who've
Exactly.
gone before
Correct.
me. One of my main foundations has been the Straightforward Financial Growth book
Yes.
by Apostle Moses Mokisa. And actually, for my next class,
Yes.
I want to give a slot, a sponsorship
Yeah.
to someone. I don't know. How are we going to pick this?
First you pick Danko and me, and then
Maybe the first person who called. I want to give it to the first person who called.
oh,
Or maybe the next call that comes.
Yes.
But anyway, I want to give one slot
all right.
for you to go through the Straightforward Financial Growth Program,
Yes.
which I'll be running starting mid-January.
Yeah.
That's the next cohort. There's a cohort that's ending soon, but wacha tupatia to Christmas break because it's an 8-week program.
Yes.
Yes.
But what I'm sharing, I started by saying I'm not the guru.
Okay.
I'm just sharing what I'm learning.
You're a student.
Yes.
I'm a student of money.
Love it. I hope your answers have been.
Your questions are being answered. Yes.
Good morning, Ian Pearl.
Good morning, Tina and Danko. How are you?
Fine. Thank you, Victor. Here.
Apostle. Apostle.
Apostle.
Hi, is it me you're referring to?
Yes, yes.
I received that title.
So my name is Victor Missy. And the Bible says the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and the violent is taken by force.
Yeah.
So I'm calling to say I'm taking that just by force.
Yes. There it is. It's yours.
Yeah.
It
Just
is
like
yours.
that.
It is yours.
Yes,
Please,
just like that. In the name of God, in the name of Jesus.
please follow
And
up with these
secondly-
two wonderful people and get it.
Secondly, I have to ask, unajua, this millennials generation, kuna ile, ukipata do, ukisha save, out of saving,
Okay.
haitumiki vizuri pia. After umesha save, unajua, I have 1,000 shillings, 500 nimesave,
Yes.
so nimetoa 4 tithes, nimelipa rent, nimebaki na hii kitu ya kujishikilia. Hii ya kujishikilia pia is misplaced and it's misused.
Right.
Yeah, so what can we do kwa hii pesa wangu ya kujishikilia? Yeah, and that just I take it in Jesus' name. Munisa.
Sawa, Victor.
Wow.
Saving. First of all, whatever you save, invest it.
Invest
In
it.
fact, if it can be if it can be a channel where you're saying I'm saving 20%, right? And this 20%, this is where it's going. One of the ways we've done is we've put it in circles. Another thing we've done is that it goes directly to an existing project.
Okay.
So kuna shamba tunanunua mahali inaenda huko. It
Exactly.
doesn't hang around for too long.
No.
Because like you said, Danko, if it
Itapata
hangs around,
matumizi.
itapata
Yeah.
matumizi. It will find work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with the savings, do that. With the expenditure money, that's what you're calling it. That 40%, 50% that's remaining. Do a budget.
Right.
Do a budget. Starting with the critical things. Roof lazima.
Yeah.
Food
Yeah.
lazima.
Yeah.
Clothing lazima.
Lazima.
Then the rest.
All right.
Now there are certain things that I've added into that list.
Yes.
Steamer is part of the roof. Maji. So put it,
Utilities.
prioritize
Yes.
what is important.
Yes.
And then now go into the extra things.
Okay.
So take care of your rent, take care of your utilities.
Yeah.
Nasikia internet pia iliingia hapo siku hizi. Because without it,
Yeah.
you're literally disconnected from what's going on.
Yes.
But take care of those things. So have a budget.
Okay.
Have a budget of how your money is going out and apportion things based on what you can afford.
Correct.
And then work towards increasing your capacity to afford.
You got a student asking you this morning, as a high school student, am I able to save it? How do I save?
As a high school student, I remember when I was in high school, my dad's SI unit of money was 200 bob. Dad, I need transport, 200
bob.
Lunch, 200 bob. And there's a time there when my saving for that week was 1,000 bob.
Allah.
Because throughout the week, I would ask him for money. And
Correct.
his SI unit was 200 bob at the time. And I remember I saved from what I was getting, because you're earning, your seed is coming from someone else. So it's pocket money, it's whatever. This principle can be applied even to you as a student.
Right.
Yes.
I'm teaching this to my daughter.
Nice.
I'm teaching her these principles now.
Right. Yes.
So that when she starts touching her own money, she knows exactly what to do it. So for her, she's getting money from me. It's either pocket money, it's money she's received as a gift from somewhere. We are teaching her these principles or teaching them these principles so that by the time they're old enough,
Yes.
it's embedded.
In
It's
her.
embedded.
Love
So
it,
we are
love
involving them in what we are doing.
Yeah.
Because again, remember your current blueprint was taught to you. You saw it being done. They didn't
Correct.
tell you do this.
No.
You just watched and
Yeah.
you saw how it was being done.
Correct.
Similarly, we are letting our kids watch
Yes.
how we are doing it. Right.
So as David this morning gets ready to give us, people say patting shot. Us
Yes.
guys call it shotting pat. Now, as he prepares to do that, do remember to download the Kuza app.
Right.
It is available for you on the Google Play Store and or the iOS App Store. It's your digital discipleship friend. Did you
Yes.
sneeze? Okay,
Yes.
he's good. No, he's getting ready. VDJ Hobbs
Yes.
is getting ready.
Right.
Danko, this has helped you.
It has helped me, and it begs for another time to talk about now. Where are we investing this money? This investment
We talk
you're
about
talking
investments, yeah.
Yes, this
What's
money
the
that you're
best
paying
one?
yourself, the
Yes.
20%.
Instead of it sitting in the bank.
Yeah.
Where?
I know you've talked about the SACCOs, you've talked about the Shamba.
Right.
Is bridal price a place to invest? Aya, you kweli
Come
Danko.
on.
Aya,
Okay, but then he finds a wife. But anyway, yes. So where
Yes.
to invest it, how to invest it, and what is your attitude towards money?
Towards the money.
Because
Also-
that's another thing. Yeah.
Could we get your contacts and find out where we can find you? Kevin, I'm sorry, but man, he's given us a lot to read about this morning, but
yeah.
we'll be checking into it in just a little bit.
Right.
Where can guys find you? If you want to give out your phone, that'll be up to you. Okay, but don't do that. Outarara.
Yes,
And
Sitarara.
also, do you have a Twitter? Do you have an
Yes.
email? Where do guys find you?
You can find me on social media. I'm available on social media. I also have an email address that you can use.
Okay.
David.sijenyi at gmail.com.
Very easy.
And
One more time.
David.sijenyi at gmail.com.
All right.
And through there, we can engage some more. On social media, reach out. There's people that I'm working with.
Yeah.
Wonderful people
Yeah.
that are watching that right now and would be able to respond to you.
Yeah.
But I'm available.
Are you
Let's
available?
have conversations.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm running the next Straightforward Financial Growth class in mid-January.
Mid-January.
But you know what? If you can put together a group and they're determined to do it through this holiday period,
Bogi.
Why
there
not?
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the information on your social media handles where they can find you, they can also inquire about the cohorts and the classes. Fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
That's good.
And of course, we'll be churning out a lot of information in the next few.
Washaanza kupigia.
I know. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll be churning out a lot more information in the next few weeks and days ahead.
Yes.
But in terms, is this where I give the parting shot?
Yes,
Yes,
Christina?
go ahead. Go
In
ahead.
terms of just giving this parting shot,
Yes.
it's not about how much you're making. It's about what you're doing
Okay.
with what you're making. Your current occupation is dependent on the value that you're providing.
Value you're providing.
The value you're providing.
Correct.
And you need to be engaging with the right people that see the value
Yes.
that you're providing.
Okay.
And number 3, invest in your understanding of finances. If you never hear from me again, invest. I've mentioned a number of books. Just find. Some are simple, some are a few pages, some are
Right.
many pages.
Right.
But invest on your understanding of finances.
Gosh, we don't want to let you go.
Can I ask
You'll give us a list of the books, right?
I will
So we can
definitely
put them up on our
give a
YouTube
list.
page
Yes,
as
yeah.
people go check out
Yeah.
this particular link.
Wonderful. I'll definitely share that. Top of the list is Straightforward Financial Growth
Right.
by Moses Mukisa.
Yeah.
Financial Fitness and Financial Foundations by Murithi and Caro Anjao. There's this one is disappearing. Couples and Money is another one. It's a book, but also it's a course. It's a program to be in.
Oh,
There's
for
various
couples?
yes
Nice.
for couples. Oh, that's another thing altogether, and we can have
We're going to have a
conversation.
discussion about that.
Yes. So just basically these books out there
Yeah.
that you can, and I'll share the lists
Yeah.
for putting on the website.
You know, David spoke about partnerships and associations. Let me just help you today. You said, if something is of value, invest in it.
Yes.
This station is of value. Pearl Radio is a very valuable station. The value we're throwing out there, we don't just throw it by the way, we hand it over.
Life changing.
Life changing. So why don't you, that's listening, watching via www.pearlradio.co.ke, why don't you take time today to choose to partner with us?
That's right.
And you can get onto our website today, right now, by the way, look for the tab that's written partnership and find a way to partner with us. And this also means we need you to keep us going. So I'll be honest with you and say a love gift of whatever amount per month is going to set this station and give us to the next level.
That's right.
And the next level, of course, is a private jet. Where we start. See at it, relax. But it takes us to the next level where we have more expansion. We're going to expand to Kisumu, Mandera. When we tell you we're opening a station in Kigali, can you come with us for the opening ceremony? Will you or will you not do it?
Can I speak into that a bit?
Go ahead. Come on.
I learned something from Pastor Angie of Just Angie.
Yeah.
And this is what she said. Anytime you hear something that is of substance, you connect with it with your substance.
Louder. They didn't hear in Timbuktu. Go.
Anytime you hear something that is of substance, or anytime you're in a place where you're getting substance, you connect with it with your substance. Something about tapping into the economy of that space. So when you hear a good speaker, you tap in. And today, Pearl Radio is giving you value. Tap into it with your substance.
Tuongeze.
Ndio hiyo.
Join Tina Nzuki and Danko on Pearl in the Morning.
Weekdays from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.